Marriage should just be a commitment of love, a statement saying, I love this person and we're going to be partners. God will in turn say, good luck, my children. I'm backing you. In the meantime, you have to understand love is conditional. Anytime somebody says forever, they're lying. People love each other as long as they are treated in an appropriate manner. The minute a husband becomes an alcoholic and beats his wife in the head or abuses his children, she shouldn't be thinking till death do us part anymore. A 99%er created that vow. God would actually tell her, I think it's time that you go. This dude's gone crazy. Under the contract of marriage, though, she's supposed to stay down. Marriage becomes a smokescreen that has nothing to do with love of two people. I am more or less spiritually married. I love my girl, and we've been together 8 years and will continue to be together as long as we keep in check to each other's standards. If that doesn't happen, there'll be some kind of division. Why sign off some binding document that stipulates a situation never changes? The 1% nation is simply more realistic in its outlook. The 99%ers are the people who cause all the problems in the world. We consider their religions middleman religions. Once you enlist in a middleman religion, you'll be going through some icon like Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, whatever, to get to God. Middleman religions are the reason so many people are at war and dying because they're constantly trying to outrank each other. Muslims will fight Jews, Christians will fight Muslims. All they're doing is fighting to be the middleman. One group will convince you to go with them. We'll get you MCI to God. The other one will say, nah, we'll get you Sprint. God does not discriminate. God speaks to every person because every person is a miracle. No child is farther from God or the power than the next person. The Pope doesn't outrank you or me. We can all get in touch with the power. Every life is of equal value and has equal connection to the power, and it has nothing to do with race, sex, or how much money you send the fucking church. 1%ers feel two of the most important things in life are your health and your freedom. Everything else is an accessory. If you're not free, you're living in hell. We believe you try to stay out of the negative emotional states by being a good person. We believe in karma and reaping what you sow. If you give out positive vibes, you'll receive positive vibes. If you give out negativity, expect to suffer the consequences. The 1% nation can run in conjunction with any religion you might already embrace. You can be a Baptist and still have 1% ideology. Guys in my crew are extremely religious. We never say to anyone, lose your religion and join us. This makes people stop relying on their own religions on their own initiative. Compared to the 1% nation, most other religions are too restrictive, too full of denial and condemnation. Although the 5% nation, a Muslim religion, is similar in ideology to the 1% nation, it has some variations I don't agree with. You can't eat certain foods, and a lot of members are totally against white people. Some believe white people are the devil. Some are anti-Semitic. On the other hand, members, they call each other gods, will say you should judge a devil by his deeds, and that's closer to our philosophy. During the cop killer controversy, I met with the Minister Farrakhan at his home in Chicago. I told him, I'm down with the Muslims, and I understand your religion can be very uplifting, but I can't give up my bacon, and I ain't going to tell you I wouldn't be with a white woman. I'm going to tell you the truth. He told me, Ice, nobody's ever come to my house and talked to me like that. Either you're very crazy or you're very powerful, and I'll bet on the second. I have extremely high respect for the minister, and it was a great honor to be invited into his home. He respected my beliefs, and for that alone, I will always look at him as a great man. With all the anger I express in my records, I've still found a way to get peace. I've either eliminated the 99%ers or at least seen them coming. I don't allow people to raise their voices around me. I don't believe in pushing ideals on people. You have to seek out on your own and learn what works for you. Over time, I've come to consider myself a spiritual person because I've learned to respect the unknown and the effects of life. When I was hustling, I used to be a very fuck him, fuck her type dude, and I had nothing but problems. Since I turned my life around and started treating people with respect and looking out for people, I've got nothing but positive results. Many people are unaware that the United States is run on a very religious Christian basis. The money reads in God we trust, and a lot of the country's laws are religious statutes, ages of consent, bigamy. The country's moral codes are Christian-based. Many of the censorship issues we run into are rooted in religious ideals and prudish notions. On the flip side, the Constitution says flat out that there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. The Southern Christian fundamentalists have a stranglehold on this country. They throw their weight around a lot. They step into store managers and threaten to picket their stores when they sell our records. In the store owner's contract, it reads, if you cause a disturbance in this mall, you could lose your lease. Instead of causing that disturbance, the owner will pull the records. That's just a tiny example of the control they have in this country. Although the Christian church in the black community still has an active presence, the primary followers are older black people and parents who still have the slave mentalities. The kids on the streets are banned or self-exiled from the church. If they don't have a mother to bring them into the church, there's really nothing to make them want to go in there. When the white missionaries came to Africa and the blacks were enslaved, they first instilled us with the fear of God to keep us enslaved. In America, the Ku Klux Klan was able to scare the shit out of us by dressing up like spooks and burning crosses. Our people felt, who on earth could be so diabolical that they would burn a cross? Isn't that God? The Klan scared the shit out of black people. Today, black Americans are tired of the Jesus Christ image that is perpetuated. If you read the Bible, the scripture says the man had woolly hair. Even the region he came from offers overwhelming evidence that he was black. They would at least give us that much credit in the church. Christianity might be strengthened. But by saying that the Son of God is white and that makes God white, all that does is compound the feeling in black Americans that they are second-class people. The church will have to come out of his lies for the kids to start listening. The people who run the churches have to begin reading the books the way it's written. You can end racism before you can end religious arguments. There will always be holy wars because religion is too handy a rally tool for people in power. Spirituality is a good accessory to add to your life, but before anybody can get anything going right, they have to have confidence in themselves. They have to believe they can and should do everything with or without God. Always use your own head and your own heart to determine your beliefs. Don't even believe me without thinking it through.